Lanka Police said that detectives have not been able to trace the suspects responsible for the murder of respected Colombo-based businessman Dinesh Shafter, or the motive for the crime. Police spokesperson SSP Nihal Thalduwa told News First no one has been termed as a suspect for the murder. The late respected Colombo-based businessman Dinesh Shafter was the managing director of a leading financial firm in the country, and the director of a leading insurance company in Sri Lanka. On 15 December 2022, Schaffter was found with his hand tied and strangled inside his own car at the public cemetery in Borella, and according to the family, he died that night in hospital. What have detectives uncovered regarding this mysterious murder? We have not been able to determine who committed this murder, who planned it, and how it was done. Detectives have formed small groups and are following various leads. We have not identified anyone as a suspect, said police spokesperson SSP Nihal Thalduwa. Though the criminals responsible for the crime, and the motive for the murder are yet to be determined, multiple questions have arisen over this murder. According to what Dinesh Shafter's wife told police, he had left his house located down Flower Road, Colombo at 1:55 in the afternoon on 15 December 2022. Dinesh Shafter was to travel overseas that night, and had informed his wife that he would be back within half an hour. How is former cricket commentator Brian Thomas connected? Former cricket commentator Brian Thomas is connected based on the statement made by Krish Pereira, an executive grade officer who worked at one of Dinesh Shafter's companies. It was Krish Pereira who had transported Dinesh Shafter from the public cemetery in Borella to the hospital. It is also reported that at around 2:15 in the afternoon, the Mrs. Schaffter had sent a WhatsApp message to Dinesh Shafter inquiring about his time of return. However, as there was no response, she had opted to trace the phone. After uncovering that the mobile phone used by Dinesh Shafter was at the public cemetery in Borella, the wife had immediately contacted Krish Pereira. Investigations have revealed that Krish Pereira had told Mrs. Schaffter that he obtained the data that showed that the mobile phone of Dinesh Shafter was at the public cemetery in Borella. A statement provided by Krish Pereira to the police claims that Dinesh Shafter was to meet former cricket commentator Brian Thomas. However, Brian Thomas claims that Dinesh Shafter had sent a message awaiting his arrival, after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. He added that the WhatsApp message did not mention any place to meet. Brian Thomas also said that the use of the English language in the WhatsApp message is not the same style used by the late Dinesh Shafter. He said that he responded back via WhatsApp that there was no need to meet Dinesh Shafter. Hospitalization of Dinesh Shafter. Krish Pereira had visited the public cemetery in Borella based on the information given by Mrs. Schaffter, and had parked his vehicle halfway and proceeded on foot. He had told police that he did so due to the heavy traffic congestion experienced in the area. Based on the statement given by Krish Pereira, when he reached the car, Dinesh Shafter was found tied to the driver's seat using a wire around his neck, and his hands were tied using a plastic coir to the front. He said he decided to remove the wire around the neck of Dinesh Shafter, and yelled for help. Thereafter, he had moved Dinesh Shafter out of the driver's seat and placed him in the back seat, and drove to the Colombo National Hospital along with a worker from the cemetery. Dinesh Shafter was hospitalized at around 3:55 in the afternoon, and it was the hospital police that had notified the Borella police about the incident. Mrs. Schaffter in her statement to the police had said that she repeatedly called the mobile phones of her late husband, and Krish Pereira, who had visited the cemetery, and there was no response from either of them. She said that eventually an unknown person answered her late husband's mobile device while in hospital, and explained what had happened. Police investigations revealed that a nail scratch mark was evident on the nose of Dinesh Shafter, while another small bruise was also seen on his leg.